Earth to Mayor. Earth to Mayor.
I'm here.
Where are you, Mayor?
I'm here. Can you get me?
You're picking up loud and clear, but 2020 on your 04. Are you in Sydney at a Travelodge somewhere?
I'm sitting in a Travelodge in Phillip Street.
In Phillip Street, downtown. That's where I started work, in Phillip Street.
Oh, I did mention your name here and they all knew it.
They ran. Hey, there's a lot of silks in Phillip Street now. That's a law street now, isn't it?
I have seen a few. I had a couple of meetings yesterday with the joint organisation chairs and with the skills forum.
Put the cannabis away. Talk to me, winners. Councils from across New South Wales have been recognised for outstanding achievements over the past year, and for some God knows what reason, Dubbo's gotten a couple of awards for outstanding achievements. What were they?
So one award we picked up last night, it was a highly commended for our excellence in communications. And the particular project that you had to nominate a particular project to demonstrate your communications was all around our communications to do with COVID. Obviously, COVID was more a state government process, but our team jumped in, did a lot of work during COVID, basically got the communication out to the community, had the process, if you like, of getting people coming in and getting tested, etc. So when they looked at various entries, and there were a number of entries they showed, or didn't show the entry, showed the names of those councils, but out of all of those entries, they thought that ours was an exceptional job in terms of that process of communications, which was great, because I often talk about making sure we've got open and transparent communication. So having an award for that is fantastic.
Yeah, Dubbo's Regional Council's highly commended community campaign in response to COVID-19 2022. What do you get? Do you get a badge or a cheque or something? What do you get?
I'd love to get a cheque. No, unfortunately.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? We could make up for the bloody amount of money we've spent on all this other rubbish going on.
That's right. So now we've got an A4 piece of paper in a nice little frame.
That's good. Have you got that at the Travelodge now?
No, we had two of our staff down here who are two of our staff in our communications team, so they were entrusted with that and they'll be taking that back home today.
Yeah, there's a couple other awards around our lot too. I think Gil picked up a couple of awards. Canambleshire got some awards as well.
Yeah.
Gilgandra won some multiple awards, including the R.H. Doherty Award for Excellence in Communication and Department of Communities and Justice New South Wales Week Award. How about that for Canamble? That's good.
Yeah, well, Gilgandra, they did pick up a couple of awards. Unfortunately, Doug Batten, the mayor, wasn't there last night. He was at the meeting yesterday, but the general manager, Dave Neves, was there. He was smiling, beaming up on stage a couple of times there, which was fantastic.
Good.
But it's a good night, and they had those awards in different categories. So, for example, Gilgandra was in the less than 30,000 population, Dubbo was in the 30 to 70,000 population, and then other awards were above 70,000. So they break it up into different size councils as well.
That's good too. 5 to 8. What are you doing with Regand Park? And if I get one more tweet about the fact that you want to build 27 ovals on Regand Park, what are you doing with it, Mayor? Come on, cough up.
Well, it's an interesting process, but at the moment we're out there doing consultation, and I think that's the thing to be the most important thing during this process. There's no secret agenda, there's no hidden plans, there's no process that's already been put in place that's definitely going to happen. We've got some architects. January this year, we had a resolution of council, which was then followed up with another resolution in February this year, to go out and do master planning along our whole river corridor, Richard. So that goes down to Regand Park, all the way through the centre of the city, right up past north of the netball fields or netball ovals. So there's a whole process there that we're master planning at the moment. We've got consultants engaged, and we've used some of those consultants before. We've got more consultants that are doing some of that work, and then another company as well that's helping them with that consultancy process. And people are saying that consultancy isn't good enough. Well, it's just started. We've had a couple of consultations, or they have already, but there's more planned. There's more of those consultations going through September. It's really at the start of this entire process. There's a long way to go. So after the consultation happens, then information gets fed back through to council. We might have a look at it. We'll do a workshop on it. Then we'll put out the draft plans to the public. And that's when I'd love the public to jump up and down, get all excited, and go through this process of looking at those plans.
Well, hang on a minute. You didn't answer my question. What are you doing with Regand Park?
That's all part of this process. At the moment, we're doing nothing.
Fast forward 5 years. When I walk around Regand Park, Mayor, what am I going to see?
I have no idea. And that's where
So you're open to suggestions, are you?
That's the idea of this whole consultation process at the moment.
Open to suggestions.
And the consultants...
It's a bloody plane. Matt.
And you can build. We've got other structures built on floodplains.
Weren't you going to build the velodrome on it?
That's going back to the 2013 master plan, which I actually was a fan of. I thought it was a great master plan. It was unanimously passed by council at the time, and that had different structures. But that plan, some people have said, go back to that plan. It was great because in 2018, in June 2018, the council at the time removed or revoked that entire plan, so that plan ceased to exist, and then there was no plan for Regand Park again. But at the moment, we can't do that same old master plan because the cyclists have got a velodrome now. They've got a quick track.
All right, so nutting it down, Matt Dickerson, you want us to say what we want for Regand Park. Are you open to all suggestions? In other words, there's nothing on a blueprint somewhere that you're sitting on that you're not hiding from us.
Correct, absolutely spot on. And the consultants are out there at the moment. I said they've done a couple of consultations. There'll be more to come. You can just email them if you like. You can send in emails. You can send information in about what you want to see along that whole river corridor, which includes Regand Park. But I don't want to focus just on Regand Park because this is our whole river corridor we're talking about. Send in your ideas, talk to the consultants. There'll be more public consultations during September. And then the really important part, Richard, is once we see a draft plan, this is a draft, I can't emphasise that enough. When we see that draft plan, which councillors haven't seen yet because the consultants haven't finished it yet, but once we see a draft plan of all of that, that's when I'd love the community to get excited about it. Send in your comments on that plan. If you don't know what you'd like to see.
Okay. But that depends on what's going to emerge during this consultation or the call for us to supply. So it could be sport fields, it could be buildings, CWA hall, anything. Is that what you're after? Is that what you want?
At the moment, you can send in those ideas of whatever you'd like to see, and then once we see a draft plan, anything you would like to see down there.
Flats, something.
That's right. Court. 2-to-you radio station down there, whatever you'd like to see.
If you've got on a floodplain, as well.
Send all that in.
That's what you're. How long is this period open for, Matt?
So you'll go right through where consultation will be going through September. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head what date it finishes, but I know they've got more consultations planned in September, so it's going through at least into September. We've got a report going into our business papers next week, so that'll give us more information about that. And then again, once that draft comes back to council, at some stage council will resolve that for the purpose of more consultation. So there's many steps to go.
Out of words by then. We're running out of words. All right, but going back, and this is what's been thrown at me, and in 10 seconds I want you to answer this. At this stage, Dubbo Regional Council has no definitive plan for that whole corridor, including Regand Park.
Absolutely correct.
None at all. Want us to tell you what we want. That's what it is.
That's exactly right, Richard. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay. Now, some people like to hit you on the head, I can tell you. That's what we're after now. But we've had a definitive answer from the Mayor. No plans, our choice. Dubbo Council wants our thoughts. Come back home, we'll talk then, all right?
Thanks, Richard.
8 o'clock.